Kyle shows Claire into the Abbott manse. She's gobsmacked as she walks from the foyer into the living room and tells Jack how great it looks. He says his wife deserves all the credit for that. They agree it still feels like home. Claire says it's warm, welcoming, and homey. Can't you see us living here? Kyle promptly asks her. Taken aback, his girlfriend asks if he's serious. He admits his mom has been gently pushing for them to move in, so he thought he would throw it out there. This becomes awkward, so Jack announces he has to go and meet with his brother. On the way out, he assures Claire that she'd be very welcome in the house. After Jack has departed, Claire asks Kyle if he's changed his mind about them finding their own place. He hasn't. But it will take time for them to find the right place, and he doesn't want to delay living with her. He points out it would also be good for Harrison, who could get adjusted to their new dynamic. I wasn't prepared for things to move this quickly, she admits. This is a big transition for her, very new and a little scary. Kyle wants it to be smooth and uncomplicated. That's why he thought living there could be ideal. Claire was hoping she'd have more time with the family she is still getting to know before moving out. She admits that her parents were a little shocked that this is happening so fast. Kyle assumes Claire is also worrying about Victor's reaction. She insists no one will bully her, but she wants her family to be comfortable with her choice. If they move in with Jack, it will make things harder. Kyle concedes he got overexcited. She's touched that he's so eager to live with her. They agree to stick to the original plan to find the right place. Claire promises to tell her grandpa her plans. They kiss. When they go into the dining room, he pours them some wine. Kyle explains that Harrison hasn't seen the new house since he's with Summer tonight and mentions Diane is at Gibbot for late meetings. Claire points out they have the house to themselves. He puts down their glasses and they start kissing before running up the stairs. Michael arrives at the ranch to clear up a few things with Victor. He reminds him that Diane already suspects him of going after Gibbot. The lawyer explains that Matheson, the spy they placed at Gibbot, is giving off weird vibes. His boss asks when he got into vibing. Michael explains that Matheson dropped off the radar for a while, but then came back, deeply apologetic, and claimed he'd had the flu. When he told his story, his voice was shaky and he sounded scripted. Michael's other spies told him Matheson was never out sick. The lawyer suspects that someone could have turned him. That makes sense to Victor. It would explain why Jack was so giddy when he saw him the other day. He doesn't think Kyle was involved and says he's going to be in so much trouble he won't know what hit him. When Michael wonders what that means, his boss hints that Kyle is going to have a mess to clean up. Michael complains that he's still keeping him in the dark, which makes it hard for him to do his job. Victor admits that he still doesn't trust him. That sets Michael off. He gets up and reminds Victor that all he did was stop him from keeping Jordan as his personal prisoner. Victor is furious he would even call that Jordan woman a human being and vents about all the damage she's done since she was freed. Yelling, Michael protests that he's tried to make up for it. He's been at his side every day since he was shot. How can he still question his allegiance? You want to know why. You are trying to control me. You are trying to put up guardrails to my actions. Victor exclaims, insisting he knows what he's doing and that Michael is out of line. You feelin' the vibe? The vibe is that I'm pissed off. Victor taunts. His lawyer says he should be thanking him. He realizes the chances of stopping him are zero, but he will still try to prevent him from making a mistake. When Victor's phone rings, he says he needs to take it and orders Michael out, barking that he'd better take care of that Matheson guy. Michael bolts for the door and immediately sends Jack a text, requesting that they meet. At the athletic club, Audra tells Lily she doesn't like her suggesting that she has been keeping something major from the family. She's been doing her best to atone for her deviations. Lily accuses her of trying to steal the company out from under them. If she's out to make amends, she has a lot further to go. Audra suspects that she's trying to push her buttons to make her act out and cause a scene. Then she could go to Nate and tell him all about his crazy girlfriend. They cool off and Audra asks if Lily can meet her halfway and they can establish some trust. Lily says that explaining her past with Holden would go some way. Noticing that Holden is sitting at the bar and staring at them, Lily comments that nothing about his connection to Audra seems casual. Audra insists it was nothing but a brief fling. Lily rehashes how she let Nate meet with her ex when he was calling himself Damien and said nothing. Once again, Audra rationalizes all that and claims that if she'd come clean, it would have scared Holden and Damien off. None of this is working on Lily, who is sure that someone is encouraging Holden to stick around. Repeating that she's not responsible for whatever Holden feels, Audra wishes Lily would drop this and trust her. Lily wishes she could, but someone is coming for the family again, so she can't. Assuming she's talking about Dumas, Audra says she has nothing to do with him, and she's grasping at straws. Lily accuses her of being evasive. Audra thought they could have moved past all the disdain and distrust. She's not part of some sinister conspiracy, and she's not going anywhere. Lily isn't expecting her to. Getting up, Audra declares that the wall Lily and her family put around themselves is pretty thick, but she still intends to get over it. After Audra exits, Lily heads for the bar and asks Holden what he and Audra are hiding. He's sarcastic. She doesn't appreciate it and accuses him of dodging questions. They talk about Audra finally getting serious with Nate. Holden claims he's happy for them, but guesses Lily really isn't. Offended, Lily tells him not to pretend he knows who she is. Seeing that he is already on the periphery of everything going on with her family, Lily warns him to keep it that way. That sounds like a threat to Holden, who reminds her he was just minding his business when she got in his face. He assumes she enjoys exposing people. It must make her feel superior. A shrink would have a field day with her. Lily says he's just a barroom charmer with a line of BS. Winking, Holden tells her he's usually not wrong when it comes to reading women and walks out. Jack joins Billy in the jazz lounge. Billy is in a good enough mood that he's buying. Jack orders a single malt, and they catch up on Tracy settling in with Ashley in New York. They're sure that Tracy will get better. She's the strongest one of them. They toast to that, and Billy jokes about his brother still living at the club. Jack explains they just moved out. He says the remodel is great, and even their dad would approve of it. He goes on about how Diane is even doing a great job with Jabot Classic. The naysayers will soon be eating their words. Jack asks Billy how things are going at Abbott Communications, and whether Dumas has been in touch again. His brother says he hasn't been, but everything is on track. Billy admits things haven't been going so well with Phyllis. She's been pushing hard to bring her son on board, but Daniel isn't interested. It wasn't the right fit, but she pushed for it anyway. Now Daniel is out and his mother is freaking out. Her energy is all in trying to bring her son back, and Billy is starting to question how to move forward. In the past, Phyllis could deal with a lot, but after all her recent traumas, she's changed. It feels like she is using her son to have something to focus on. As much as Billy sympathizes with her, he worries about what it will do to the company to wait on her recovery. Jack is on board with whatever he chooses to do about Phyllis. It's his choice and his company. Billy appreciates his support and faith. Jack is sure he will make it all a success. He teases his brother that he may want to move back into the house when he sees it. After Billy heads for the door, Michael comes in and joins Jack at the bar. The Abbott admits he was surprised to get his message. Michael admits it was a little impulsive, but thought it was time for them to have a chat. Jack suggests they get right to the point. "What does Victor have planned for me now?" he asks. "Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Summer Newman has a professional crisis on her hands. That could have something to do with Chelsea Lawson possibly working at Newman Media instead. However, Phyllis Summers comes to the rescue. Keep reading and let's talk about what could happen with this storyline. During the week of April 28, Summer has some kind of professional catastrophe. There could be a few possibilities. One is that Chelsea suddenly quits to work at Newman Media. Summer would be understanding, but could end up in a business crunch. It seems these types of things always happen at the worst possible moment. One time there was a Marchetti crisis. It was as a seasonal line was about to launch. It is teased that Chelsea makes a risky decision. Chelsea might not give any notice, which would freak out any employer. Summer might remind Chelsea that it was a risk hiring her in the first place. However, the creative director could feel that Newman Media is where she's supposed to go next. In a preview clip for the upcoming week, Billy Abbott tells Phyllis that she's left him with no choice. It looks like he's going to fire her from Abbott Communications. While Phyllis might be furious over that, maybe there is a reason it didn't work out. After losing her job, Phyllis gets overly concerned about Daniel Romalotti Jr. However, Daniel rejected his mother's interference before and likely will again. Besides, Daniel seems to be finding his own way to deal with things. Normally, that would leave Phyllis pretty aimless. That is what makes the timing of Summer's Marchetti crisis so interesting. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Phyllis swoops in to save Summer during this professional crisis. Phyllis is a natural leader and takes control of nearly every situation she's in. Phyllis' specialty might not be fashion right now, but she's not designing, she's directing. So that could be a fulfilling and creative role for Red. You know, another possibility that just came into my head is it's a tech emergency. What if Marchetti gets hacked or something to that effect? Phyllis is really smart with technology, especially when it comes to security and hacking. If Phyllis solves Summer's problem, she could have another job the same day Billy drops her. With that being said, if Summer and Phyllis work together, that could open the door to a lot of conflict, so stay tuned. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, April 29, see Mariah keeping something from Tessa while Sally and Audra scheme. Plus, Billy and Phyllis experience an unexpected situation. It's going to be a day filled with drama, so you won't want to miss a minute. Mariah has had a tough year. Sharon got kidnapped right after her previous kidnapping. She barely got any break from worrying about her mother. Thankfully, Sharon is safe for now. However, Maria keeps a secret from Tessa. Is this secret the good kind? Or is there something going on that Maria isn't willing to share with her wife? Audra is involved with Victor, again. It seems she didn't learn her lesson the last time she tangled with the Newman family. She's working to break up Kyle and Clare. Audra schemes with Sally. It could be that she's roping her friend into helping her with her dirty work. Of course, it could be that Sally wants a little help herself, and maybe she needs Audra's scheming ways. Whatever it is, we expect these two to cook up something outrageous. Phyllis has pushed Daniel to work with her at Billy's new venture. However, Daniel isn't quite sure he's ready. Phyllis leaned on Billy to insist that Daniel join, but Billy is cautious. He's asked Phyllis to back off. Of course, Phyllis is Phyllis, so the chances of her really backing off are zero. Now, Billy and Phyllis' partnership takes an unexpected turn. Will he have to let her go before things even get started? Or do these two find that old spark they once had again? Claire faced a big decision, while Victor exploded on Michael on Y and R. The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, April 28 sees Claire get cold feet when Kyle changes his idea about where to live. Plus, Victor is furious at Michael, Lily gives Holden a warning, and Jack has some brotherly advice for Billy. Kyle brought Claire to the Abbott house to show her the newly remodeled living room. Jack was quick to tell her Diane deserved all the credit. She'd knocked it out of the park. Kyle admitted he wanted it to feel like a home for both of them and asked if Claire could see herself living there. The question rattled her. Jack tactfully excused himself, assuring Claire they'd love to have her there. Left alone, Claire asked if Kyle had changed his mind about them getting their own place. Kyle still wanted that eventually, but said staying at the Abbott house would be a great interim step. Good for Harrison, too. Claire admitted she wasn't ready for things to move so fast. She barely had time to transition out of living with her family. As she wandered around, Claire thought about Victor's likely reaction. He wouldn't approve, but she wasn't going to let anyone bully her into changing her mind. Even so, living under Jack's roof felt like too much. She told Kyle she wanted to stick to their original plan. He agreed and promised to wait for her. Claire was determined to tell Victor he had no say in her life. After the heavy conversation, Kyle gave her a tour of the house. With Diane out, Claire suggested they make the most of having the place to themselves. Meanwhile, at the new ranch, Michael visited Victor. He warned him that their spy at Jeboat Matheson had gone wobbly. Michael said the man was acting strange and clearly nervous, like he'd been turned. Victor didn't think Kyle was sharp enough to figure it out, but it would explain Jack's recent giddiness. When Michael pressed for more information, Victor hit the roof. He snapped that he didn't trust Michael, not after Michael objected to him imprisoning Jordan. Furious, Michael reminded Victor that he'd stood by him every step of the way, even through his hospital recovery. Victor wasn't having it. He accused Michael of trying to control him and roared that he was pissed off. Michael insisted he was only trying to be Victor's guide rails. It didn't matter. Victor ordered him to get out and deal with Matheson. As Michael stormed off, Victor texted Jack, asking to meet for a drink. Across town at the GZAC, Lily and Audra had a tense conversation. Audra claimed she had atoned for her mistakes. Lily wasn't buying it. She accused Audra of baiting her to get a reaction and warned her not to mess with Nate. Audra tried to smooth things over, but Lily remained skeptical, especially when Holden kept lurking nearby. Audra swore she wasn't involved in anything shady, but Lily didn't believe her. As Audra stormed off, Lily confronted Holden directly. He tried to play innocent, but Lily wasn't fooled. She told him to stay far away from her and her family's business. Holden smugly accused her of enjoying her moral superiority before he walked out. Later, Jack met Billy at the Jazz Lounge. They toasted Tracy's move to New York and celebrated Melan's arrest. Jack bragged about Diane's remodel. Even John Abbott would have approved. Talk turned serious as Billy confessed that Phyllis was starting to unravel. She was obsessing over Daniel joining the company, and it was putting Abbott Communications at risk. Jack reminded him that Phyllis always carried extra baggage. Billy knew that, but he cared about her and hated seeing her struggle. Has Victor's crazy run come to an end? Michael used to be a pretty bad guy on The Young and the Restless. He was so bad that he went to prison for his actions. He came out vowing to be a better man, which he managed to do. Maybe that's why Michael keeps cutting Victor break after break, no matter how Looney Tunes he acts, how loud he shouts, or how red in the face he gets. Michael knows that everyone deserves a chance to become a better person. But after the Monday, April 28 episode, we have to wonder whether Michael has had enough of taking Victor's abuse, and he is ready to switch sides. No one has ever accused Victor of being subtle, or rational, or sensible. Yet, no matter how much he screams at Michael at daring to protect Victor's interests in a way Victor didn't explicitly sign off on, Michael keeps trying to make the psycho understand that Michael was doing what was best for Victor. And isn't that the only thing that matters in the end? No, Victor bellowed. Michael needs to apologize for his actions. No good deed goes unpunished. Did Michael not see Wicked? Unless Michael agrees that he was wrong, and begs for Victor's forgiveness, and agrees to destroy the Abbotts, and then licks Victor's boots, not the ones on his feet, the ones in the stables, they're covered in more dirt, then maybe Victor will allow Michael to do more favors for him. That's reasonable, right? But maybe, just maybe, Michael has finally had enough. He's stopped lying to himself about Victor basically being no better than the stepfather who abused him, all while telling Michael it was for his own good. Michael has realized that he's fallen into yet another dysfunctional relationship. But this dysfunctional relationship, Michael can walk away from, and straight to Jack. What if Michael doesn't just tell Jack what Victor has planned for him? What if Michael actually works with Jack to shut Victor up, once and for all? Melissa Ordway's favorite moment, as Abby holds a special place in the actress' heart. Melissa Ordway has had many memorable moments as Abby on The Young and the Restless. Whether it's romantic, humorous, or dramatic, the star can slay in any scene. However, there's one moment that holds a special place in her heart. Ordway has been playing Abby for 12 years. During her time on the soap opera, the actress has been involved in many storylines, from Newman and Abbott family drama to a complicated love life to feuds. Abby's been through it all. Like many soap stars, Ordway has one particular moment that stands out to her. During a recent Q&A on her Instagram story, a fan asked what was her favorite Y&R moment. Ordway replied, "When Abby married Chance." It's no surprise Ordway chose Chabby's wedding because her real-life husband, actor Justin Gaston, filled in as Chance. At the time, Donnie Bose played the role of Chance. However, the actor became ill before the taping of Chance and Abby's wedding. I&R producers didn't have to look far for a temporary Chance recast. With Gaston in the role, the show filmed Chabby's fairy tale wedding without any further problems. Not only was it a special moment for the characters, but also for the real-life couple who loved working together. While Ordway and Gaston are still happily married, things unfortunately didn't go well for Abby and Chance. Like many Y&R couples, Chabby experienced many problems, including infertility and Chance's job. The final breaking point for the couple was Abby's affair with Devon. After her divorce from Chance, Abby began a romance with Devon. The couple married in November 2024, and so far, everything is going smoothly for them. Yet on Y&R, there's no telling when drama will pop up. Is he feeling under the weather, or is there something more to it? Cole is finally back on Young and the Restless. 2 months ago, he went on a business trip in New York City. He returned with a worrying cough, leading to rumors about the character's fate. It's been months since fans have seen Cole on their screen. They hoped that he would have picked up his relationship with Victoria, where it left off. But work calls. Cole traveled to New York to meet with Newman's publishing division. He finally returned during the April 25 episodes of Y&R. Cole reunited with Victor and their daughter Clare. He caught up with the recent events in Genoa City. During their conversation, Cole had a worrying cough that caught both his daughter and ex-wife by surprise. He shrugged it off and said it was either allergies or a cold. He didn't want to ruin their happy moment. There's a reason why the show focused on Cole's cough. This isn't just a case of allergies. Cole could be hiding a secret health matter, which could be the real reason why he left Genoa City in the first place. He could have taken a series of tests in NYC to see what was the matter. Maybe he didn't leave with any answers. It's also that he could be keeping a big secret from his family. Cole suggested that he wanted to focus on the good times. Does this suggest that he's dying? We have a feeling that Cole's health is going to be a storyline moving forward. It's possible that Cole could be diagnosed with cancer or a mysterious illness that he picked up during his travels. Everything wants to know who this powerful person is. Maybe Aristotle Dumas has the cure to Cole's ailments. Anything can happen in Soapland. We're interested in seeing where this goes next. Will Cole start coughing up blood? Did he already tease his impending death back in December? What are your thoughts? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. In a move no one saw coming, The Young and the Restless is bringing back a fan favorite. Olivia Allen Lind is officially stepping back into the role of Faith Newman, and longtime viewers are absolutely buzzing with excitement. After months of speculation and endless rumors, CBS finally confirmed the jaw-dropping news. Faith is returning to Genoa City, and her comeback promises to set off a series of earth-shattering events that will leave fans glued to their screens. Faith Newman isn't just any character. She's the heart and soul of the Newman family's next generation. First introduced as the miracle baby of Nick Newman and Sharon Collins, Faith has been through some of the most gut-wrenching storylines in Y&R history: custody battles, life-threatening accidents, and emotional betrayals. Olivia Allen Lind captivated audiences with her raw talent and emotional depth from a young age, becoming a staple of the show until her departure in 2021 to pursue other acting opportunities. Since then, fans have been begging for her return, and now their wishes have finally come true. Insiders are teasing that Faith's return couldn't come at a more explosive time. With the Newman family teetering on the edge of internal collapse, thanks to Victor's secretive power plays and Victoria's brewing rebellion, Faith's reappearance is set to shake up old alliances and forge dangerous new rivalries. Sources close to production hint that Faith will be coming back with secrets of her own, secrets that could shatter the Newman dynasty from within. Could Faith be hiding a scandalous relationship, a shocking betrayal, or worse, a deadly grudge against someone in her own family? Producers are keeping tight-lipped, but one thing is clear: Faith's return will be anything but quiet. Since leaving Y&R, Olivia has built an impressive career, starring in primetime hits like Chucky and the Babysitter film series. Her acting chops have only sharpened, and fans are already predicting that she'll dominate the Genoa City scene like never before. In an exclusive social media post, Olivia teased, "Faith is back, and she's not the little girl you remember." As soon as the news broke, social media exploded. Hashtags like #FaithReturns and #OliviaIsBack started trending within minutes. One fan tweeted, "The Queen is back. Genoa City won't know what hit it." Another posted, "Olivia Allen Lind returning to Y&R is the best news ever. Faith's about to stir up some serious drama, and I am so here for it." Clearly, Faith's comeback has ignited a firestorm of anticipation, with fans counting down the days until her first airdate. While official storylines are still under wraps, hints suggest that Faith's return could tie into a massive summer sweeps event, possibly involving a life-or-death showdown between two major families. Could Faith find herself torn between loyalty and love? Will she be the one to finally expose Victor's darkest secrets, or could she become the new queenpin of Genoa City herself? It's the end of an era for the young and the restless, and fans are heartbroken. In a shocking and emotional turn of events, beloved actor Michael Mueller has officially bid farewell to the hit CBS soap, and the cast and crew gathered for a bittersweet goodbye party that left no dry eyes in the room. Michael, best known for his role as the charming and complicated Kyle Abbott, has been a fan favorite for years, captivating viewers with his emotional performances and undeniable charisma. But now, after a roller coaster of dramatic storylines, Mueller is stepping away from Genoa City, and the heartbreak is real. Photos and videos from the private farewell party quickly leaked online, showing an emotional Michael surrounded by his co-stars, laughter mixing with tears as they celebrated his unforgettable run. In one particularly gut-wrenching moment, Michael reportedly struggled to hold back tears while delivering a heartfelt speech, thanking the Y&R family and the fans who supported him through every twist and turn. "This isn't goodbye forever," Michael said, his voice cracking with emotion. "It's just, see you later. Y&R will always be home." Insiders reveal that the goodbye party was packed with emotional tributes. Hunter King and Peter Bergman shared tearful memories, while Y&R executive producers praised Michael for his professionalism, his heart, and the soul he brought to every scene. But while the party was filled with love, fans can't help but wonder, what's next for Kyle Abbott? Speculation is running wild that Kyle's sudden departure will be tied to the explosive DNA bombshell storyline, currently shaking up the Abbott family. Some fans are predicting a dramatic exit, while others are holding out hope for a future return. Michael's departure leaves a huge hole on the canvas, a source close to the show revealed. Kyle has been such a central part of the Abbott family, and his absence will be deeply felt. Social media exploded as news of Michael's exit spread, with fans flooding Twitter and Instagram with emotional tributes, fan art, and desperate pleas for the actor to return someday. Many are still reeling from the news, calling his departure one of the most heartbreaking exits the soap has seen in years. The real question now is, will Kyle ride off into the sunset, or will his exit end in tragedy and heartbreak? While Michael Mueller's future projects remain under wraps, one thing is certain: the young and the restless will never quite be the same without him. His legacy as Kyle Abbott is cemented in the hearts of millions, and his absence will be felt every time the Abbott family gathers at the table. In one of the most earth-shattering twists the young and the restless has delivered in years, a DNA test has shattered the lives of the Abbott family forever, and fans are still reeling. At the heart of this devastating storyline stands Diane Jenkins, clinging to the DNA results that reveal a truth too painful to believe. Kyle Abbott is not Jack Abbott's biological son. The emotional fallout is immediate and brutal. In a gut-wrenching scene, Diane crumbles to the floor, clutching the paperwork with trembling hands, sobbing uncontrollably as her entire world collapses. The truth, one she desperately wished could stay buried, is finally out. Meanwhile, Jack, the proud patriarch who has loved Kyle with all his heart, stands frozen in shock, his face a portrait of betrayal and devastation. For decades, Jack believed Kyle was his flesh and blood, his legacy, his hope for the future. Now, that belief has been ripped away in a single merciless moment. "I trusted you, Diane," Jack whispers, his voice breaking as he steps back from the woman he once fought so hard to forgive. Sources close to the CBS set hint that this revelation is just the beginning of a much larger storm. Questions swirl. Who is Kyle's real father? And more importantly, did Diane know all along and keep this explosive secret hidden to manipulate Jack? Insiders tease that the fallout will rock Genoa City to its very core. Kyle, already struggling with tensions between his parents, will be thrust into an identity crisis that threatens to destroy his relationships, his family ties, and even his sense of self. The Kyle we know is about to change dramatically, a show insider revealed. This isn't just about paternity. It's about betrayal, lies, and how far a mother will go to protect her own interests. Adding even more fuel to the fire, Victor Newman reportedly gets wind of the chaos and sees an opportunity to strike at the Abbotts during their moment of weakness. Enemies are circling, and Jack may find himself fighting not only for his family's legacy, but for the soul of the son he still loves, no matter what biology says. Fans are already flooding social media with emotional reactions. Some are devastated for Jack, while others are furious with Diane, calling for her downfall. But one thing everyone agrees on: this DNA bombshell has changed everything. As the dust settles, Jack must decide, can he ever forgive Diane? Will Kyle want to know the truth about his real father? And is this the final blow that will tear the Abbott family apart for good?